Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we are creating this website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Now in the previous video, we created this sidebar and this is how it looks. Now in this video, we will start with this content. So in this video, we will design this header and this hero section and also this about section. So let's get started. Right here I'm in my source code, and let's go to the HTML file and let's start adding the markup. So this is where the sidebar ends. So here we can see we have this aside tag with this class of sidebar, and let's go outside this aside and I'll just add a comment over here. So I'll just type end of sidebar, and for all the other content of our website, let's create another division and let's give it a class of main content. Now in this main content, the first thing we need to add is the header. So we have this header over here. So let's create a header tag, and in this we need to add an h1, and let's add pixel photography over here. Now if you take a look at this header, we can see that pixel is displayed in a different style. So let's go ahead and add a different class for this pixel word. So let's add this inside a span and let's give it a class of cursive, and we'll style it in CSS. So I'll just go ahead and cut the ending tag from here and paste it after pixel. And now we will be able to style this pixel word differently in our CSS using this class. Now in this header, we also need to add the menu icon. So if we take a look at the mobile version, this is how the menu icon looks. But we will design that later. So let's go ahead and continue with the next section, which is the hero section. So let's go outside the header and let's create a division with an ID of hero. And here we need to add a video. So let's create a video tag over here. And for the source, let's type videos, and we have a video called herovideo.mp4. And now if you go back to our website, here we can see we have the thumbnail of the video displayed. And to play the video, we have to add some attributes called autoplay, and we need to mute the audio. So let's type muted, and we need to loop the video once it ends. So now we can see that the video starts playing, but for now I'll just go ahead and remove this autoplay. We'll add it later. Right now let's go ahead and create the about section. So let's create a section and let's give it an ID of about. And in this about section, we need to add the content. So here we can see we have this content, and all the content is inside a fixed width. So even if we zoom out, we can see that it has this fixed width. So for that, we need to create a container division, and let's give it a class of content container. And in this, we need to add an h2 for the heading. So let's type about, and after the heading, let's add two paragraphs over here. So I'll just copy this text and let's create a paragraph, and let's add the text over here. Let's create one more paragraph and let's copy this text and let's paste it over here. And with that, we have completed adding our HTML. So I'll just add a comment over here, end of about section. And let's go ahead and start styling this. So let's go to the styler CSS file. The first thing we need to do is we need to bring all this main content to the right a little bit based on the width of this element. So for the sidebar, let's see what is the width of the sidebar. So here we can see that the sidebar has a width of 240 pixels. So let's go ahead and type main content, which is the class that we gave for this division. So here we have this main content, and let's go ahead and add a margin left of 240 pixels. And now we can see that we have the sidebar on the left side and all the content on the right side. Right now let's start styling this header. So let's type header, and for the header, let's add a background color of black. And let's set the position to fixed, so that even if we scroll down, the header should be fixed at the top. And now we can see that the width of the header has changed. So we need to set the right to 0 and the left to 240 pixels. And now we can see it has the correct width. And let's also add a z index for the header, because it should be above all the other content. So let's add a z index of 300. And let's tap text align center, and let's also add a padding of 20 pixels top and bottom and 0 for left and right. Right now, let's go ahead and style this pixel word. So for that, we have this span with the class of cursive. So here, let's type dot cursive, and let's set the font family to satisfy and cursive, and let's set the color of the text to FFD60A, and let's set the font size to 60 pixels, and this is how it looks. Now for the H1, let's also remove the margin. So let's type main content header H1, and let's type margin 0, and let's also set the font size to 40 pixels. And now when we scroll down, we can see that it changes the height. So when we scroll down, we'll just remove the padding. So let's go back, and when we scroll down, we will add a class called smaller to the header. So let's type header dot smaller, and I'll just set the padding to 0. And here let's also add a smooth transition. So I'll just type transition of all 500 milliseconds ease. Now when we scroll down, we need to add this smaller class to this header. So let's go to the JavaScript, and here first of all, let's target the header. So I'll just type const header equals document dot query selector header, and let's add an event listener to the window. So let's type window dot add event listener, and let's listen for the scroll event. So whenever the user scrolls, this event will be fired. And let's create an arrow function over here, and here let's add an if condition, and let's type if window dot scroll y is greater than or equal to 50. So if the user scrolls more than 50 pixels, then the header should have a class of smaller. And let's add an else over here, and here I'll just remove the smaller class. So let's type header.classlist.remove smaller. Right now, let's go back, and now if we scroll down, we can see that we have the smaller class added to the header, and if we scroll up, it is removed. So that's it with the header. Right now, let's go ahead and style this hero section. So here let's type #hero, because we have an ID of hero for the hero section, and in that we have the video. So first of all, let's set the padding top of the hero section to 120 pixels, because we have this header at the top in a fixed position. And now let's go ahead and add some styles to the video. So let's type #hero video, and for the video I'll just set the width to 100% and the height to, let's try 440 pixels, and object fit to cover. And now we can see it has the correct width and height for the video. Right now, let's go ahead and add the styles for this heading. So for each of the sections, we have an h2 for the heading. So let's type section h2, and for the h2 we need to set the font family to satisfy cursive, and let's set the font size to 60 pixels, and let's type margin top, and I'll just set it to 0. Now for all the content, we need to have a max width. So for that, here we can see that we have added this class of content container. So I'll just go ahead and add some styles to that. So I'll just type content container, and let's set the max width to 800 pixels. Let's set the margin inline, which is margin left and right, to auto, so that it is in the center. And let's also add a padding of 32 pixels, and this is how it looks. Now for each of the sections, we will add some padding to the top and the bottom. So let's type section, and let's add a padding of 80 pixels top and bottom, and 0 for left and right. And now for the paragraph of the sections, let's add some line height. So let's type section P, line height of 1.8, and let's also set the font size to 18 pixels. Right now for the header, we need to add this underline. Now we will do that using the after selector. So here let's type section h2 : after, and let's set the content to blank. Now after selectors are used to add some extra info to the element. So if I just type 1, 2, 3, we can see that 1, 2, 3 is displayed after the content. So let's remove this, and we need to add a line. Now this after selector should be relative to this h2. So here we need to type position relative, and here for the after selector we need to type position absolute, and let's set the background color to FFD60A, and let's set the height to 3 pixels, Let's set the width to 100 pixels. And let's set the left value to 0 and the bottom value to negative 10 pixels. And here we have the underline. So that's basically it with the about section. And now we can go ahead and add this autoplay over here for the video. So here let's tap autoplay. And now we can see that the hero section is working alright. We also have the about section. So that's basically it for this video. In the next video, we will continue styling this website. So that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.